Hi friends, thank you for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to cover a little bit about the beauty industry and we're going to talk about one of the rising stars of India. I've worked in the beauty industry actually in my tenure with a company by the name of Tarz, which was a subsidiary of Sharu, and that has been my tryst with the beauty industry. What I got to know is that the Indian beauty industry is fairly complex, in the sense that first of all 50% of the sales coming through are from the grey market and from non-genuine products. So that itself is a big barrier about people when they talk about buying genuine beauty products in India. The next issue you talk about is the import duties, which are quite ridiculous to begin with. So product has as much as 30 to 40% inflation on its price if you buy it internationally versus if you buy it in India. So that is another barrier people had to overcome if they wanted to enter the Indian market. And most importantly, it is how do you reach the consumer. So in 2012, Falguni Nair, who founded Nykaa, looked at opportunities in the beauty space in India. And when you talk about beauty, you talk about three basic segments. You're talking about the fragrances, makeup, and skincare. These are the three components of the beauty industry. And when you want to look at positioning of the beauty industry, you have mass beauty, you have masstige, and you've got prestige. So these are the three different tiers of beauty products and the brands, and depending on their positioning and their pricing, that's what they fall on to the scale of what beauty is. So Nykaa, when it just launched in 2012, had a lot of challenges because a lot of these premium brands never wanted to list on Nykaa's website. And they were apprehensive about how would they be perceived when you categorize them also with the blanket of the mass market brands. So just to give you a little example of when I'm talking about brands and positioning, in the mass market brands you've got brands like Maybelline, Revlon, Lakme. In the masstige brands you've got brands like Makeup Forever, MAC, and in the prestige brands you've got Dior, Givenchy. So that is what we are talking about when we talk about positioning. So prestige brands, of course, they want to keep their brand image, they want to be very careful about how the product is perceived, who they are distributing to, and that is the reason why they had challenges in the onset and they did not really want to supply to Nykaa. Having said that, Nykaa began as an online brand, and that is what actually was its success. Today Nykaa, if you check the numbers, it's absolutely mind-boggling. They've got more than 1500 brands on their website, over 300,000 products listed. They have 55,000 unique website visits in a month, 13 million products that they sell in a month, and the last clock turnover for 2020 was about 1,800 crore. So today Nykaa is truly a unicorn of beauty in India. Their last valuation was at $1.2 billion, and I know that Nykaa is going to be going IPO in the next 2-3 years, and they're planning a valuation of about $3 billion. So when you talk about success, no one can beat Nykaa. So Nykaa was very smart. Falguni Nair, of course, was an investment banker, so she was very shrewd. She knew that she should not go brick and mortar and she should go online. Because when you go online, you don't have all these other overheads that you'd have to in terms of your stores, in terms of your build out, in terms of your staffing. So she was smart. She decided let's have warehouses, let's go online, and let's move into the smart generation of Indian consumers. And that is how she kept her investment low. That is how she was able to offer more discounts on her platform, make the brands more accessible to the Indian consumer. And then once the brand was well entrenched, people knew about it, spoke about it, that is when she decided, okay, now let's move online to offline. And that is when they decided to open two concepts. One is Nykaa On Trend, which is basically a concept where they have more of their masstige brands localized to what is in those communities. And then they've got Nykaa Luxe, which is basically having a more premium approach to Nykaa with all your normal Chanel, Dior's of the world in that encapsulation. So it was a nice segmentation in terms of who they wanted to target, what was their target consumer, what was the mall consumer, which cities they were in. So they were able to do this sort of positioning. And today Nykaa has about 68 stores across India. And the reason why I say that Nykaa is basically the Sephora of India because Sephora itself only has got some 26 stores across India, and while they have been in the region for quite a while, they've been quite slow in terms of their proliferation. Also, if you actually go to a Nykaa and a Sephora, you can see quite a differentiation. Nykaa seems to be really buzzing with customers, and they always have latest products available. Like you find Huda Beauty over there, you will find the latest palettes launched on time. You go to Sephora, most of the items are always out of stock. Secondly, both of these brands now have realized that if you want to win the margin game, you have to go private label. So Nykaa has come up with its own private label items. Sephora historically always relied more on private label than on brands because that is where they made their money from. Having said that, I think Nykaa is not going to go away very soon, and I don't think that Sephora will be able to take over the beauty market. The beauty market in India is definitely spoken for, and it's got Nykaa all over it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and do like, subscribe and visit my channel. I'll see you at the next. Thank you.